Environmental groups protested old-growth logging in Fairy Creek with blockades for nearly a year. According to RCMP, 507 arrests have been made for violation of an injunction for teal drones to operate in the area since May. This summer, the province deferred old-growth logging in Fairy Creek and the Carmana-Walbrand region for 2 years. But the protests continued, calling for more protection. Union of BC Indian Chiefs, Grand Chief Philip, said he supports those protesting in the Fairy Creek area on Vancouver Island. And in a news release, UBCIC released a Protect Our Elder Trees declaration, which highlights the importance of old-growth forests to Indigenous people, ecosystems, and wildlife. They are calling for permanent protection for all old-growth trees in BC and meaningful engagement with First Nations, stating the current policies are not working.
Have allowed for the decimation of the forest resource through industrial clear cutting. On top of that, now we have wildfires that are destroying hundreds of thousands of hectares of timber.
According to the BC Wildfire Service, there are 248 active wildfires in the province today. Over 556,000 hectares of forest have burnt, equal to 1.4 million football fields. UBCIC say climate change and current logging practices are devastating BC's forests. Together, they are putting old-growth trees at further risks. They are calling for an update to the BC Forestry Act.
And now we're in the midst of a climate crisis that's characterized by wildfires and other unprecedented events, unforeseen events. And I think we need new legislation that is forward-looking.
In 2019, the province of BC commissioned an independent panel to look at old-growth management. In late 2020, the panel released the Old Growth Strategic Review, which had 14 recommendations. One of the key recommendations was joint province and Indigenous-led co-management of forests. UBCIC and environmental groups have been critical on the lack of action on the recommendations. In June of 2021, the province announced a new panel which will have a science-led approach to old-growth management. We contacted the BC Ministry of Forest, but did not hear back a response before airtime. Lee Wilson, APTN National News, Kitimat.